Ray of Light Part 1 and Part 2.
Loving the video gaming romantical time that we had with Jake, Mo, and Eli.
We're generally very appreciative of this group of young gentlemen, and
oh yeah,
we just want them to stay like that in a trio.
Yeah, it reminds me of like old like Jimmy, Spinner, Marco.
How do we feel about Talia? Well, all I have to say is nobody should wear sweatpants in public. That's all I really have to say.
Amen. I don't know, she's like coming back for some old times.
No, she better not.
But like really all she was just like some snotty little girl who comes in and is kind of a catalyst for Eli's kind of breakdown. What I was worried about her doing, like she didn't even. It was really Eli's inner conflict that has possibly messed up some Eclair times, but you know.
And I think our inner conflict was saying she's going to threaten Eclair, and did she?
No.
Yes. Not in the way she was going to. But really, the real lesson we learned is that Fiona killed Eclair. And why did Fiona kill Eclair? Because Fiona hates Claire.
Oh, did I just sell Claire down the river 4 times in one episode? Oh,
just like, whoops. Cam was gone out of those opening credits in the blink of an eye. I was like, wait a second. Where did he go?
It was empty chairs and empty tables because we already lost a Smurl there, and now we don't have Cam. It's just like all of a sudden I'm like, where are my comrades?
If we can talk about Jenna and Connor for a second, all I have to say is I don't like Jenna tainting any of the young individual men at Degrassi, but I can't lie to you and say that I dislike Jenna and Connor together because it is a cute thing.
It's like, you know what? But it's making me not hate Jenna so much.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah. I'm seeing Jenna in the halls, passing out buttons for anti-bullying, and I'm like, Jenna, who are you trying to kid? Like, since when are you everybody's best friend? Troll-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la comes down, acting like he's all religious and good for all and whatever, wearing that button. I'm like, you are shaming that button, my friend.
Becky Baker is just full of awful, terrible advice.
All the time.
And she just shouldn't speak. Like, just don't speak.
Oh, my brother was like a total jerk to you. Oh, no, it's cool. Go date him. I promise. He's better. That's a tough decision. I'm like, really, Jenna? Is it, though? Because you had an awesome space date with Connor.
Connor, I will go to outer space with you any day of the week, my friend.
Anytime.
I need to talk about the fact that Tristan and Tori are just like us.
In a very disturbing, sense. It really is kind of eerie.
I feel like Big Brother might be watching us.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't really know.
Are you spying on us? How do you know these things?
Okay.
Were you gonna go there right now?
You might know.
I don't know if I know, but I would seriously hope that you weren't gonna start what I think you're gonna start here.
I mean, it has to begin at some point.
I mean, sure. Proceed.
Degrassi has been undergoing some traumatic events in the past few weeks.
Yeah.
And it's a really great thing that we've sort of been seeing how it's been affecting everyone. But for some reason, the way it's affecting someone in particular is killing a twosome that we are so fond of. And I think you know what we're about to say.
I called it, man. I called it.
I'm not even going to go into detail. I'm just going to say it was unwarranted. It was untrue. And it was disrespectful to the Eclair fandom because how many times are you going to put us through the ringer?
If their couple was not built on magic and dreams and the hopes of young people, I would have a seriously hard time thinking that Claire could ever go back to him at any time.
Eclair, why fight? You're so much nicer to look at when you're not angry. When you're crying, it's a really beautiful thing actually to look at. But I don't want to see it. I don't want to see that.
I don't like it. I know that Eli is going through something that not many people have ever experienced. But Claire in no way was trying to hurt him. And maybe time apart, not as a couple, but time apart as in literal space, might be good. For, maybe like, I need just a little bit of time. Like, maybe we should stop always being together right now. I might need some alone time. That's cool. However, when you start talking about, like, time apart as in, like, breaky uppy the Clary, I don't agree with that.
Every time they pull those two apart, we're just like, oh, wait a second. They were just pulled apart by something that was completely not even happening, and they just made it up because they had to, and I can't even believe it because it's not really what's supposed to happen, and their Eclarian energy is just pulling them back together. It's not a breakup.
They, like,
not a breakup.
They spaced in the greenhouse, and it made me go, no, all bad things happen in the greenhouse.
And I'm loving this whole metaphorical garden. I'm loving how the garden, for a second, was the metaphor of the JD relationship and sort of the whole entire school.
Even though they crushed my Eclair dreams, at least JD is on the horizon.
Glimmer of hope.
Like, he picked out a job for her. I love JD. They're coming back, guys. They're coming back.
That's a nice thought, Taylor.
They're coming back.
That's a really
They
nice
are
thought.
coming back. Don't you tell me otherwise.
I am glad that you are positive, Polly.
Please.
So I said I wasn't going to go into detail, but I lied. And I really have to talk about this moment in the Eli streaking sequence, which I have to say was probably the funniest and most out there scenario I've ever seen on Degrassi in my existence. Eli shimmying down the hallway in the nude. It doesn't get much better than that.
He's a superhero.
Hugging Simpson in the buff.
That
doesn't get much better than that.
Naked on Simpson. Something that I don't think has ever been attempted before and never will again.
Can we talk about what Eli said to Claire pre-streaking through the hallway?
No, we can't.
Can we just address it for a second? And the scoundrels that thought that this was a real thing, that it wasn't a thing. That wasn't a thing.
It's like Eli voiced what he has been thinking Claire has been thinking of him.
Do you think that's what it was?
Yes, I definitely do, because it was like things that, like, maybe Eli is getting paranoid about, but Claire would never think that about him. It was never like that.
It was never like that.
And he is just being, up in his own head, and then, like, he's on drugs, so anything can come out of his mouth, and what comes out of his mouth is all this stuff that I think he hasn't been communicating to Claire, so maybe talking would be a solution, Eli. I know you don't want to talk about the incident, but maybe you should talk about you two, because something going on there.
Almost like a being on drugs Freudian slip. When he said it, I was like, that never happened.
Yeah.
He never said that. Actually, you two haven't even spoken about that topic in a very long time.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure in about 2 more half hours worth of episodes, we're probably not going to have to worry about it anymore. I'm not going to be brought down by this situation because they are too great to believe that this is going to be the end, people.
But when you see that shot of Claire,
when you see her crying in the window,
end.
I know. It was just basically like, oh, Claire, you need to talk about things a lot, and that makes me take drugs. So this is all your fault. And I'm like, no!
Oh, it's so
Why?
awful.
Because she cares?
He just had such a poor explanation
Such
for
a poor
it. It was like, it's not Claire who made, first of all, it wasn't Claire that made you take drugs, it was that girl. That girl.
Thing.
She made you take drugs, you hear?
She better not come back.
It's not just Claire. Everyone is treating Eli differently since things happen. And 2, obviously it was a really traumatic thing and everybody doesn't know quite how to react to Eli now. Claire is trying in her own best Claire way to reach out to him. So no, Eli, it isn't Claire that's the problem. It's just that you two right now just need some time to chill out and things will be fine.
It's very dramatic. It's a little drama queen, Eli, I'm not gonna lie. A little, I don't know. The crown is on your head right now. To give you guys some support in all of this, all I have to say is I still don't take it seriously because
in the long run, at least.
We all know how it's supposed to be in the end.
I'm sure all the fangirls will agree with me. Eli wet was not a bad thing. Even clothes, I was like, hey, it's cool. Without clothes, I was like, hey, it's still cool. Showering was a great idea for Eli.
Michael Grassi writing this episode, I just don't even, I can't speak to you actually.
You killed us, but then you gave us good stuff, and then you killed me again, and then, like, you also wrote some great, like, Connor Jenna stuff, and, like, made us like Jenna, so, like, that's a great thing right there, because didn't think that could ever happen. I felt like this episode, I had 14 different personalities, and at the end of it, I didn't know who my original personality was. Yeah, perfect way to describe it right there.
I want to give a lot of appreciation to the Simpson and Eli moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was great.
And it was exactly what I was hoping would happen.
And that's so much of why people love Degrassi, is because you have these characters that started 30 years ago who are still connected to new characters in some way.
Mm-hmm. Simpson, in general, was a great episode for him. Not only did he have a really touching scene with Eli that meant, like, just a lot to, I'm sure, a lot of fans, but also, when they're not going to park the garden and he comes out and he's like, whoa!
Let's just have a moment of face appreciation. We had the Simpson faces, the Allie and Claire faces upon Eli holding Simpson in the nude was amazing.
It was really fantastic.
And the Mo and Jake faces in this episode. Jake and Mo.
A little roller action
on the chest.
Always appreciated.
Yeah, just don't touch his tongue. I'll hurt you.
Ew, she was like, oh, let me see your tongue. And she's got like paint hands, and I was like, no, ew.
It was
Eli, if you're going to take drugs, don't put them on the paint hands and in your mouth. You don't know where that finger has been. I don't like that. And yay for Katie going back to soccer.
Yeah.
I'm just like excited about that.
I'm appreciating that she's really come like full circle. Started out as like meanish type A preppy Katie, and then she got like interjected with like the poison, and then she was like dark and like badass Katie, and now she's like finding a balance.
Yeah, she's like a mix. It's like a mishmash of like good Katie, bad Katie. I appreciated it. I don't know what next week will hold.
Yeah, I'm not telling you either.
I'm gonna go find out what next week will hold.
I mean, okay. Okay, Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna talk about the promo next week because I can't. I can't talk about it because I can't.
I haven't seen the promo for next week
Don't
yet.
watch it.
Ah!
Don't watch it. Don't
Maybe
do
I
it.
will.
No, don't.
Should I watch it?
No.
Will I watch it?
Tell her not to watch it.
Maybe I'll watch it.
All right, Taylor, watch it.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch it
No,
yet.
I really think you should.
Now you're making me worried.
No, I think you should watch
Maybe
it.
I will.
I think you should
I don't
watch
know.
it. I'm just about to go over to the closet and take off my Mr. Rogers sweater and put back on the Mr. Rogers
I'm blocking it
jacket.
in my memory. I did see the promo.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. I forgot. He goes, ooh, is someone getting trapped in a basement? And I just went, oh, I did see the promo. Okay, no, the feelings are here. It was like I was in the war, and I blocked it out, and now I remember what it was.
Back in Nam.
Yes, back in Nam.
Traumatic brain injury.
Dude, I'm feeling like Drew right now. Okay, we're not going to talk about it next week, because I was in a good place before. I was in a good place.
You shouldn't have reminded yourself.
Let's not. Okay, yeah, so Degrassi's great. We're all happy, right? We're good. Okay, we're good.